So Sony is apparently angry at Dakota Johnson for quote-unquote dragging Madam Web. You can't make this up, but for failing to take responsibility after admitting that she did not watch the film herself.
Can you imagine being yelled at and called out by the studio that allowed you to come in and star in your own film after you completely trashed the very film you starred in? Well, this is pretty much what happened with Dakota Johnson. It has been almost a month since the Madam Web Sony film has been released, and it hasn't only been the audience and critics that have kinda had some things to say about it. Sometimes it's really interesting to not only see how a film bombed, but just how bad it did and why, more so, accumulating a 2.6 overall score and even earning less than $100 million in the box office, only gaining $10 million in profit. While that's almost unheard of for a franchise like Sony, Dakota Johnson spoke out more than once, not only joking about her own bombed film, but said she understood why.
So it's kind of like if AI generated your boyfriend's perfect movie.
Although people have their own opinion about why they personally didn't like the film, it's rare that the star, or at least co-star, would say anything bad about the movie either. Almost immediately after the release of the film, and while Dakota was doing press tours for the film, websites ran with headlines stating Dakota Johnson doubts Madam Web will be good, or Dakota Johnson saying making Madam Web was absolutely psychotic, and every negative variation of those headlines you could think of. In the quote, it's clear she's talking about how she's never been a part of an acting process like this and didn't know if her performance would be good in terms of working with those unfamiliar elements. At the same time, she went on to say that she would never do something like that again and doesn't fit into the world of superheroes in any way. In an interview, the actress was asked if she was bothered when people write nasty reviews. Unfortunately, I'm not surprised that this has gone down the way it has, she responded.
Johnson probably never doing superhero movies again after Madam Web.
What? That's devastating.
The actress telling Bustle she's not surprised the flick flopped after rough reviews.
You're showing off.
Maybe a little.
So far, the $80 million movie's grossed $91 million worldwide, a less than stellar figure, especially compared to Tom Holland and Spider-Man's billion-dollar benchmark.
Even Sydney Sweeney chimed in with her response in the film, joking as well in her monologue on SNL.
You might have seen me in Anyone But You or Euphoria. You definitely did not see me in Madam Web.
But switching gears to Sony's response to the continued speakings of the movie, an insider revealed that Madam Web producers and Sony are infuriated with Dakota Johnson's behavior after the film's failure. The source said lots of people at Sony are questioning her star power, and how she reacted to this failure will likely come back to haunt her. The source clarified that the makers are okay with Sydney Sweeney's playful joke at the SNL, but aren't laughing over Dakota's continued comments. It's possible that she kinda doesn't care, as she may be done with the company as a whole, or just will not be doing anything like this again, as she said, and this is a majority of what Sony does. She even said during another interview that the script went through drastic changes from what she originally signed up for, and that seemed to be too much for her.
Is there any room for you to play around with your dialogue? Because, like, don't do stupid things. Favorite line in this movie, hands down, because she's just like, stop doing stupid things. Do you get to play, or do you have to kind of stick word perfect on something like this?
There were times when SJ and I would adjust things, but the script was pretty good, and so, you know, sometimes some things would come out that we would keep.
Sony's Madam Web sets up a sequel with Cassandra Webb's full transformation into the hero, as well as the three Spider-Woman's eventual suit-up. Madam Web's full main cast would be expected to return in a sequel alongside a new May Parker and possibly a young Peter Parker. Madam Web 2, however, is unlikely given its poor performance and poor reception of Sony's Spider-Man universe. But we wanted to turn this around to you guys. What do you think about all this, and what do you think of a supposed sequel or prequel to this story? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on for more videos just like this. That's it for today though. We'll see you all next time with a brand new video. Bye guys.